Welcome to
No Fucking Filter.
It'll be fun.
This episode is sponsored by Tequila Vida. Tequila Vida is a Calgary-based brand founded and led by women with a passion for authentic agave spirits, sourced in Mexico and crafted in Canada.
Tequila Vida has two amazing cocktails in a can, a margarita with a smooth premium agave spirit that adds a subtle kick to every sip.
And a Paloma with a combination of agave spirit and fresh grapefruit that is lightly sweetened and tangy.
Available in a 4-pack at Five Vines, Willow Park, Olympia Liquor, to just name a few. To find more retailers, visit www.tqlavida.ca. Cheers!
Well, we're super matchy today.
Yeah.
Look at this.
If you guys are just listening, go to YouTube.
Yeah, go watch us.
We are in the same socks, same sweatsuits,
We have the same
same
water.
cups. We've just become
So
each
cute.
other.
Yeah, literally.
Are you
I'm
going to dye your
going
hair
blonde.
blonde?
Currently,
I
slowly
could go
going
dark.
blonde.
I once dyed my hair like your color.
Really?
It did not look good.
I bet it would.
No,
though.
it really didn't.
You are blonde.
It looked very bad.
You look amazing blonde, so.
Well, I identify as a blonde.
Yes.
Shout out to my hairstylist.
Yeah.
1991 salon.
Oh.
I think he's a
Well,
listener,
shout out.
maybe.
Oh, well, hello.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, wow. Okay.
sidetrack.
Welcome, you guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the NFF podcast.
Yes. Yes. What are we talking about today, Lise?
Today we are talking about how to find the perfect photographer for you.
Yes, because if you don't know how to start looking, we've got you. We've got a list together here, and we're going to help you out.
It's a bit of a daunting task, I think. I
Totally.
mean, we are immersed in the photography world, so we know who we love, who we don't, but there is a lot out there to choose from.
Totally. So much to choose
I
from.
mean, the first choice should be us,
Yes,
but if we're booked, we'll tell you how to find someone else.
totally.
Yeah.
So first thing you would start with would be looking at someone's editing style, because I think that's like the biggest differentiating factor first, right?
Yeah.
To kind of narrow down your search. So
Yeah, I think there's so many good blogs to look at, and you can kind of see what photos speak to you and what style that is. There's kind of three main styles, right?
yeah, light and airy.
Yeah, so light and airy, if you're not a photographer, what that means is like kind of that pastel vibe, a bit more overexposed.
Light, soft, very minimal contrast shadows, etc. And then you have something just like in the middle. So like very true to color, not overly edited, but like it, kind of straight out of the camera vibe a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then on the other side,
There's dark and moody.
yes.
Yes, which means darker, more shadows, more contrast.
The biggest thing because we are both dark and moody.
I think I'm somewhere maybe, I wouldn't say you're super dark and moody. I think we're somewhere in between.
Yeah, I'm kind of closer to the middle mark.
Yeah.
But I'm on that side. So
Yeah.
like from the middle, it's just over a little bit. But I like to say the biggest thing that I notice the difference is our details of fabrics or like things, because our whites aren't overexposed.
Yeah.
You can quite see like a lot of detail, and we kind of keep that contrast.
Yeah, and we actually love finding those spots that have like really deep shadows and kind of like bright highlights, because it accentuates our editing.
Exactly.
Okay, we just put on some sage peppermint oil before this, and my
Are you okay?
eyes are watering
Oh,
a
no.
little bit. If you guys are watching, I'm sorry.
Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?
I'm fine. I'll be all right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So find the editing style you like and kind of what speaks to you. I feel like you just right away, there doesn't need to be too much like research. You'll just know.
Yeah.
what
You
like.
either like the more dark or the lighter stuff.
And this sounds obvious, but I've had people come to me that want light and airy, and that's not what I do. So
No.
once you know your style, find
Yes.
someone whose style looks like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then next, we would say looking at someone's style of shooting rather than editing. So what are there's a couple different ones.
So there's documentary, which is what we're pretty close to. And that means kind of just observing the day as it flows. You're not posing people. You're kind of looking for those raw, like candid moments.
Totally.
And then there's editorial, which looks like you're in Vanity Fair or something. It is very like posed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and photographers can be a mix of styles as well. So sometimes they'll be a little bit of documentary mixed with some editorial, which is kind of like the perfect balance. I feel like, there's always times and places for like posing and stuff, but love documentary because like if you're looking for those candid moments, that's who you want to look for.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I get many people coming to me saying like, we just love those posed photos.
Editorial, right? Yeah.
Most people really do want the moments of the day captured.
Yeah, exactly. What are some of the other, there's a couple other styles of shooting.
There's like photojournalistic, which is literally, I think you don't interfere at all. You're just like there.
You don't talk to anyone. You're like
You're
literally
not allowed to speak.
A fly on the wall.
Yeah.
There might be like a couple different ones, but that's like the average.
Yeah.
General stuff. So once you kind of figure out the vibe and what you kind of want your photographer to be doing, then that even narrows it down even more because you kind of want to just keep continuing to like narrow down your search so that you're not so overwhelmed with all of these options. So then you would want to kind of reach out to a couple people that you trust, friends, family, get some of their own personal reviews or anyone that they might suggest that are within those two styles that you've chosen.
Yeah, Instagram can also be a huge tool. Anyone that's gotten married has probably posted their wedding photos. We hope.
Yeah.
Hopefully we took them. But if not, they will have tagged their photographer.
Yeah.
So if you see someone's photos that you love the vibe of, you can just ask them how it was for them if they recommend that person. You can also kind of search those terms on Instagram and see what comes up for photographers in your area.
And reviews and, word of mouth speaks volumes because you can really love someone's work, but someone else's personal experience is going to tell you what to actually expect.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. You really have to be careful. It's a huge investment, not only investing in that trust piece of someone to capture your day, but it's a lot of money. So you need to make sure there's good reviews or that somehow someone knows them in your circle.
Which brings us to our next one, which is budgets. Really big as well. Like there will be, I just want to like repeat this because I feel like there's this whole thing over on TikTok right now. I'm like kind of losing it because it's like every second video I see is someone speaking on how people don't understand like what things cost in the wedding industry, but also that we've raised our prices or we're outlandish prices, but I think everyone should know that there are options in every single budget category.
Yeah, there are. Obviously, not obviously, because some people are charging a lot of money and they may not have that experience, but generally, the more you're paying, the more experience someone is. And that's what you're paying for is their experience.
Yeah. And I think about like all the other vendors. Sorry, we're getting a little off track here, but I have something to say.
What? We don't get off track.
I know. Other vendors, like, so say you are having a budget for a venue, like there's going to be really expensive venues.
Yeah.
There's also going to be venues in your budget. There's also going to be free venues, which are someone's house, someone's backyard. Like there's going to be different things, but like when you're wanting something, yeah, that's when it's like, okay, where does that sit? Because you almost can't have a preset budget for something that you don't know what it costs, right?
Yeah, I think if you have hired, usually the first vendor to get hired, and we'll touch on this in a different episode, is the planner. So they'll kind of be able to take a look at what you want your day to be and help you out with that budget. But yeah, it's essential to know kind of your maximum before you start reaching out to photographers.
Totally.
And maybe we can give them kind of an idea of what our pricing is. So for me, my lowest package is 3 hours, and that would be for like an elopement or a really quick little wedding, and that's $2,000. And then my biggest package is just under $7,000.
Yeah. And I'm just about there, like around the same thing as you. So, we have been in the industry for 5, 6, 7 plus years. We've been in it. And we just, as you go, I've just slowly progressed, like after introducing different charges and stuff, you've had to like raise your prices. As your experience goes up, you've raised your prices. I do want to say that when you book your photographer, you're booking them from not them now, but like a year from them. They're going to be even
a year more
better.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, if you already love who you're going with, then you're going to be just like, because they just grow. We grow every year.
This episode is sponsored by Together We Co.
Sophia, do you ever feel overwhelmed with your current workload?
In fact, I do, Lisa. Do you know anyone that can help me with that?
Actually, I do. Together We Co., founded by 2 photographers, Sarah and Aileen, is just the help you need.
What kind of services do they offer?
Editing, blogging, admin, culling, website updates, and so much more.
Where do I sign up?
You can visit their Instagram at togetherwe_co or check out their website, www.togetherweco.com, and enter code 20% for 20% off your first service.
Was that 20%?
20%.
This might be a hot take, but I feel like if someone is charging under $2,000 for like a whole wedding day, that is a red flag.
That's a red flag for sure.
Because they're either not experienced, they don't have good gear, or
Yeah, and like going back to budgets and like your own individual budget, there is going to be someone that maybe is $2,000, but it's about what you value, right? Like if your budget is only $2,000 for photography, maybe the value of the photos are a little lower, and that's okay. Everyone values things differently, but you're going to be looking at a newer photographer, which could lead to a lot of things. And like we all had to start somewhere, but yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, we've kind of touched on this before, but yeah, having someone that's confident and competent throughout your day, this might be a hot take, but personally, I think it's better to have someone who you love that really knows what they're doing there for a shorter amount of time.
Totally.
Than to have someone that you're taking a bit of a gamble on for the whole day.
Agreed. So important, because it's even within those like 3 hours that you book someone amazing, you're going to have the most, like, obviously you want certain things covered for your day, and it's hard to massage that, I guess. But yeah, like sometimes if you're wanting like the dance floor photos, sometimes an iPhone photo is almost like equivalent to a brand new photographer trying to get those dark photos with a flash they've never used. You know what I mean? So some of those things can be kind of put onto like, oh, my guests, we'll have a QR code. We'll get all those photos after anyway. So I love that.
And I think when you are starting to meet with photographers, I think being open about what your budget is.
Yes.
Because they might help you find a way to get
make it work.
Kind of what you're looking for within your budget.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to reach out and say, we love you, we love your work, this is our budget. What can we do?
Yeah. And that's such a good point. Like, yeah, you won't be able to get our 10-hour package for a quarter of the price, but how can we like make, you know, less hours or less photos, or like how can we offer you something at least?
Yeah.
And some of us know other people have other shooters that we could potentially send or whatever, so like there's options, so just be open.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point too, is if you've hired vendors already, ask them, what photographer do you recommend?
Yeah.
Who do you love working with? Because we both have a list of vendors that we love to work with that we share with our clients. So getting that like word of mouth from a vendor means a lot because they've worked with us.
Totally.
They know.
Yeah. And it's kind of like when we add someone to our list, it's kind of like we're putting ourselves on the line too by recommending someone. So
Absolutely.
we're not just going to put anyone on our list because,
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Went on a tangent there. I'm so sorry.
As we've been known to do.
So, okay. What would be a healthy budget, do you think? For, like, I'd say if you are having a full wedding day, 8 to 10 hours covers everything. Typically.
I think you need to have a budget of around $5,000.
Yeah. That's going to be, you're going to be able to find someone that you really love. You're going to be able to find us.
Yeah. And again, just a reminder, you can hire us both together.
Yes, I do video. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for a video, I'm your girl. Lisa does photo.
Yeah.
We're a great team.
It's a little Easter egg. We may have something in the works.
Yes, something's brewing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after you've figured out the style, figured out the shooting style, you've gotten some reviews, you got some recommendations from people you know, you've gone through your budget and kind of narrowed that down, then you're going to want to start meeting with them, reaching out to them. If I could tell you one thing, it's to not mass message us before you know all this stuff, because when you are just reaching out to so many people, it can get overwhelming for yourself to have to reply to all those emails.
Yep.
And then typically you end up just being overwhelmed and going with the first one that replies,
Yep.
which sometimes
You
isn't
also
the
need
person.
to know your date.
Yes, you do.
If you don't have a date, we don't know if we're booked or not. So
Exactly.
until you have a date, don't reach out to anyone.
Yeah.
Also, we've said this before, but we all talk. So if someone's out there messaging 20 of us, we know.
Chances
We
are
all
you've
know.
messaged like 5
And
of us
that makes
are in a
us
group.
not super keen
Yeah.
to work. I would say go through, read everyone's bio on their website. I think a lot of clients don't do this. A bio can kind of give you an idea of what this person is like. And,
Totally.
you know, if you want to have someone funny there and it's a really, excuse me, is that a yawn? Or am I keeping you awake?
That's really trying
I got
to be,
you.
like
You need to bathe in this peppermint oil, I think. Yeah, we all know if you're messaging everyone. So find your like top 4 or 5
Yeah.
and start there. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guarantee you one of them will be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you are meeting with them, we're actually going to be coming out with an episode soon that's 10 questions to actually ask your photographer, which is going to be awesome. But yeah, get a vibe for them. See what their personality is like. Ask them some questions. They'll have tons of questions for you. And just see if you get along with each other, because that's
I'd say that's the
important.
most important thing. I mean, you want beautiful photos, obviously, but you're not going to get photos of you guys laughing and having a great time with someone that you don't vibe with.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't really jive with this person and they're just there like kind of capturing stuff, chances are that they're not going to do as good. I hate to say that, because that's like a weird thing. They should all just do really good even if you're not friends or anything.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like so emotionally invested in every single one of my clients, and I'm so like excited, and like we're bantering off of each other. It just works. It works really well. You won't get that if you don't have that with your photographer.
Yeah, I think you know right away if you're a good judge of character, you know meeting with someone if you guys are kind of on the same page. Something else I'll say is to do your homework. I've literally met with people that haven't even looked at my website.
What the heck?
Find the photographers you like, go to their website, look at their blogs, comb through everything. Like
Yes.
that will help you eliminate so many people. So really go through it, dig into what they have out there online, and then decide if you want to meet with them. Because it's insulting if you like take up our time and you haven't even looked at our website.
And it's also, we get ghosted a lot because of all this
Sure
mass
do. We sure do.
these mass messages. We end up being ghosted by couples because it is a lot. It is a lot to like message 50 people and then receive 50 messages back and then have to tell them that, so. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen these videos where you're a small business owner, you get like an inquiry, we hop up, we're so excited. That literally happens.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
Like we do that. Every inquiry
You start
that comes
kind of
in,
mentally planning it in your head.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then you just don't hear back.
And then you spend the time to do a reply to them and can't wait to like get more information and nothing. Ghost. So it sucks.
I mentioned on Instagram the other day, we've kind of said like there's some weirdness in the industry right now, but I've been having this thing where people email me and ask for my pricing or whatever. And before they even read that email, they're messaging me back saying, oh, we've actually hired someone else. So I'm like
what is
wait,
the
you just took
point?
up half an hour of my time and you weren't going to hire me anyway.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So this is why we're coming out with this episode. I think we've seen it too much lately. It's like we need to educate you guys on, if you are just recently engaged, do it.
Also, we
this
want
way.
you to find your perfect photographer, your perfect. It's kind of like dating a little
It
bit.
is.
We should start an app. To
Ooh. Yeah, find your right photographer. That has to be a thing.
We're going to start it.
Yeah.
We'll meet about it after.
Stay tuned. That might be coming soon. And then say you meet with them, you're going to click with one of them the most, right? And that's going to push you in the right direction. But when you do meet with them, this is one of the big tips is just seeing a full gallery from them.
Yeah. We've said it before. Instagram is a highlight reel. So you're never going to see anything but the best on someone's Instagram. But taking a look at a full gallery will give you an idea of what, those photos in the not best lighting, and it'll just give you an overview of what a whole day will look like from that specific person.
Exactly. Every venue's different. Every couple's different. Hopefully they send you a couple just so that you can get a good general idea because, it's going to be different lighting, like you said.
Yeah,
And
chances are if it's a venue that does weddings, they've worked there. So you can ask them to see a gallery from that venue.
yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, that's actually one thing I will say. I've had some clients be hesitant to hire photographers because they haven't shot at their venue. And I see the hesitancy, but I want you to know if you're hiring someone you trust and really love their work, they're going to blow it out of the water. I feel like whenever we're in a new space, we're just so creative and it's wonderful to work in new places. So don't let that hinder you, I guess.
No, there's definitely a few we shoot at all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm still present. I'm still there. I'm still giving my best work, but you get a little bit jaded maybe, or you start to kind of do similar things at the same one. So shooting somewhere new can be a positive because you're coming in really inspired with the space and kind of eager to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, those are our tips. I really hope this was helpful and I hope that
Well, I have one more thing
amazing.
that I think is important.
Okay.
So they meet with some photographers. They
Yeah.
find their perfect one. Do they just disappear forever? Or do they send the kind email to the other ones they didn't go with saying,
you're so
hey,
right.
it was so nice meeting you. We really appreciate your time.
You're so right.
We're going to be going with someone else. We can handle it, guys.
Yes, we
We're tough.
can. We
handle it.
just want to know so that we can go archive your invoice, your inquiries out out of
Don't
our
leave us on red.
schedule. Like, it's just, we kind of like to know. And if you're able to kind of give some insight into why you chose someone else other than us, it's like, it's also helpful for us to know. Is it like...
Yeah, it might seem like kind of a harsh thing to do and be like, oh, we didn't hire you because we liked someone else's style better. We would actually love that because we don't know. When we don't hear back, we just spiral and we're like, well, they hate us.
Literally.
It was because of my personality.
Yeah, exactly. So let us know because it'll give us some closure.
Closure, and also just kind of an idea of what's happening out there because we don't know what's happening out there right now.
No, we clearly don't.
It's crazy. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful. I think it's good. I mean, we're so used to it that we kind of know how the process works, but most people, it's their first time.
I know.
So we're here to help.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So this was awesome. Do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let's play.
Let's do it. It's a little creepy. What's that show? It's like, you want to play a game?
Yeah, I want to play.
No. What's the movie?
Oh, I don't know.
Saw.
Ew.
You want to play a game?
I've definitely never watched
Whoa.
it. Okay, I do or boo. You know how this goes. We have 2 minutes left on our camera timer.
Okay, it's crunch time. Let's do it.
No long explanations here. Let's
No.
burn through this. Light and airy editing.
Boo.
Photoshopping effects like lens flares or birds or whatever.
Or just after.
Adding in things.
If it didn't happen naturally, you can take things away. I don't know about adding them, so boo.
Yeah, agreed. Big boo. Leaving someone a bad review if they didn't do a good job.
I am going to say boo, but also like don't go trashing a company until you've spoken to them or sent them an email directly, because 9 times out of 10 they're willing to correct that somehow, and the customer service will tell if it's What is your thoughts on that?
I think leaving an honest review.
Honest.
I mean, not to be like mean or nasty, but if something weird happened, it's good because people will read that and be like, oh,
we need to know about it, but it's like, don't go.
Yeah, well, don't leave a bad review for us.
Yeah.
But leave them for someone else. Okay. Vendors taking iPhone photos during the day.
Okay. I do. Obviously, reading the room, certain situations, certain times, like you need to know when to and when not to.
Yeah.
But we need that.
Yeah.
That's content
It's
for
content
us.
for
Like
us.
we live in a world where
Content
it's just
is king.
Exactly. Content is king. So we kind of we rely on that.
That's true.
If you're wanting a easy way to not have to be, using your hand, you could get one of those things that attach to the top of your camera, stick your phone on it, and then there you go. Are we
Agreed.
done?
I'm going to get a hat with my phone on it.
You should get a hat.
Okay. We're running out of time here.
Thanks for listening. Okay, love you guys.
Thank you. Share it with a friend. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for listening and following along. It would mean the world to us if you could subscribe and leave a rating and a review. 5 stars only.
We come out with new episodes every second Thursday. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at the NFF Podcast and on YouTube at No Fucking Filter Podcast.
We would love to hear from you if you have any episode ideas or any crazy stories to tell.
We are always accepting new sponsorships, or if you'd like to be featured on the podcast, feel free to reach out. Bye.